Okay. Hello. A good Tavach, everyone. And a good Erev Rosh Hashana. And we'll let the Rebbe give all the brachas as we started learning over here. We're continuing our... Everybody hear me? Everybody hear me? Okay, good. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. We're going to continue over here in the bracha that the Rebbe gave in Erev Rosh Hashana. Tafshin Nun Aleph. This was Erev Rosh Hashana Nun Beis. So this is 27 years ago. It's the same kviyas like this year. So this was on Sunday. It was given. This was said Sunday after the Rebbe took the pan klali, and he gave a bracha. So we left off last class after Sif Aleph and Perek Aleph and Beis, in which the main kuda was that Yidden are confident, since there is a psak din, since Rosh Hashanah is a Yom HaDin, but the Torah says that the whole purpose of a din is that it should be v'shaftu ha'eda, that the assembly, which is the Beis Din, has to do a din, they have to judge, but it says v'hitzilu ha'eda, they have to bring it, that the hitzilu ha'eda, to save the person. So therefore, the Rebbe says the whole inyan of the din of Rosh Hashanah is to just bring a hatzalah. It should bring that the Yidden should come out nitzal, saved from any chas v'sholem, any kind of whatever possible thing that there might be. The Eibishter has to make sure that the din should result in Vatzila Eda. And therefore he says, he brings the idea that it's brought down in Shulchan Aruch and Tur, that the Yidden are a special people, that even though they're going before judgment and they know the day of judgment, they don't know how serious it is, yet they dress in white and they have and the miskasim leveinim, they cover themselves in white, they dress in white, they make a big suda, and so forth, because they know that the Eibishter is gonna make for them a miracle. And he says, so that confidence is so strong that it actually, it's not only something that we believe deep inside our heart, but on the outside, we're still impacted by our human insecurities and so on and so forth. It has such a strong sense. We have such a strong conviction in this, that Rosh Hashanah is going to come out for the really, 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 really good. We're going to be menatzeach with an ultimate nitzachon, that it expresses itself mamash in our behavior, in our outward behavior. And then he connected it also to the idea of Atam Nitzavim that we read this week. Nitzavim means that all the Yidden are Zoiche Bedin. Nitzavim, they're all standing Lifnei Hashem Alekechem in a manner that they're Zoiche Bedin. This is the Torah of the Baal Shem Tov, is the Eibishter's Bracha on Shabbos Mevorchim Chodesh Tishrei. But in addition to that, he added from the Tzemach Tzedek, very beautiful words, that the word Nitzavim doesn't just mean standing firmly, but it means to stand like a king. When a king stands, he stands with a certain type of standing that only a king can stand, with a certain confidence, with strength that only a melech can stand. And he says that the idea is that every Yid on Rosh Hashanah is a melech, because the only way we can crown the melech malchei amlachim is if a Yid is a melech, because the Eibishter becomes a king over kings. And a Yid is a melech on Rosh Hashanah, on his entire seviva, on all of whatever is surrounding him. And at kedei kach, that a Jew is a melech on the entire Seder Ishtalshalos. He's a melech, he's a king over everything, on the entire, the whole cosmic order. A Jew is a complete melech over everything, because he's makabel from melech malchei amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ad kedei kach, the Rebbe added that a Yid is makabel from the Eibishter, all that he needs, and beyond, ashirus and everything, in a manner that he doesn't have to do any ishtadlus. Because if he has to do any ishtadlus, that's not royal, that's not kingly. A king is not allowed to do ishtadlus. He's not allowed to work for a living. A king is above it all. Everybody does his work. And therefore, in Rosh Hashanah, so a Yid stands as a melech, so we don't have to do any avodah, meaning that we shouldn't have to do any work, just mitzad, the etzem inyan of who we are, that every single Jew is makabel everything from the Eibishter. Okay, that's what we left off. So now we're holding in Siv Gimel. Now, the main element of Atzila Ha'eda, that the Eda, which means the Beis Din, which is referring in this case to the Beis Din Shalmaila, or to the Eibishter himself, that he has to bring about that it should be V'tzila Eda, that the Yidden should be saved, that The main Hatzalah has to be, the Eibishter has to bring about that we should be saved from the exile. Earlier he was talking about being saved from any kind of Chas v'Sholem, Gzar Din, all the things that are possibly, that might Chas v'Sholem interfere in our comfortable, lives. We're living life, and we don't want Chas v'Sholem, any negative thing should get in the way. But now we're talking about something bigger than that. Since on Rosh Hashanah, the whole point of Eshaftu Ha'eda is to bring the Shabi V'Tzilu Ha'eda, that Hashem should save, that the Beis Din has to save the Jewish people. So why do we need to be saved? We have to be saved with the ultimate Hatzalah. The Geula Amitis Vashleim and the ultimate Geula. That's the point of this shit. In other words, the Beis Din above there, or the Eibishter, has to paskin that there should be the Geula Shleima, which is going to bring is going to save all of the Jewish people. Because even if you have people that have Gam Achshav Begolus, even when Baruch Hashem has given us a Golus today that is, in a sense, besides for if someone is connected to the Pnimius, but just looking at it, B'chitzani is Baruch Hashem, it's tolerable in the sense that people are living in more comfortable lives and so on and so forth. So even those people that have already in Golus are Chava B'Parnasa Ruchnius, that they have very rich lives in terms of spiritual livelihood. There's nothing lacking in their ruchnias. They're sitting, they're learning, they have great insight or whatever it is. And also they have fulfillment and archava and breitkeit and broadness in their physical parnas. And even those who have all of this, and in addition to that, they're in Eretz Yisroel. Al Har HaKodesh, they're on the holy mountain. V'sham Gufa, and over there itself, b'makam achi karev l'makam kodesh HaKadosh. Let's say Yidden who live in the old city. So they're living so close they're living the closest place possible to the Kodesh HaKadosh. But the Rebbe is saying that even they are still in a bitter galus. Why? Because they also say, because of our sins, we've been exiled from our land. As long as we don't have the Beis HaMikdash that the Eibishter himself has established, we're in exile, even if we have parnas, and not just physical parnas, even if we have ruchnistic parnas. So it's all good, and we're living in Eretz Yisrael, living in a holy place and everything, but still we don't have the Beis HaMikdash. And we don't have the situation where all the Yidden, even though a lot of Jews live in Eretz Yisrael, but we don't have all the Yidden living in Eretz Yisrael. Shadafka oz yashna mashlei b'shleimus kol inyanim. Dafka, when all the Yidden are going to be in Eretz Yisrael, which is after Mashiach comes, after the Geula, then is going to be b'shleimus all the Inyanim. Koidel mitzvahs Yovel, including a very important mitzvah, the mitzvah of Yovel, shekshuda b'meyuchadim shichar Geula, which that mitzvah is particularly connected to Geula, because the whole point of Yovel is that it frees everybody. As it says by Yovel, that everybody should return to their home and to their original place. B'shnasa Yovel. And Yovel is so powerful in terms of its Geula element that even someone who doesn't want to leave his master's house, because generally the rule is that a Jew who's sold as a slave after the 7th year he's redeemed. But if Chas v'Shalom, a Jew has such a gullus mentality that even after the time comes that he's supposed to be let out, he still cries, "Ahavti es Adoni, I love my master," which means I love my enslavement. And therefore he doesn't go out in an ordinary 7th year. But Yovel is so powerful that even a Jew like this is enlightened and realizes that he's the Nebuch Gestate and that he's in Golos. But Al-Kaponim, what does the Rebbe say? He's saying that Yovel, he just brought this as a parenthetical idea that what we don't have now is we don't have Shleimus HaMitzvahs. We're lacking in mitzvahs, including the mitzvah of Yovel, which is a mitzvah related to Geula. So again, since we don't have a Beis HaMikdash, we don't have all the Yidden in Eretz Yisrael, we don't have Shleimus HaMitzvahs, including Yovel. And therefore, so the Eibishter has to save us from this pathetic state. And now he adds even more, that the connection of the Yom Adin, of the Day of Judgment of Rosh Hashanah, connected dafka to Mashiach, that which, as we said earlier, what Geshes Gam Bekach is also emphasized in this. What's the avoid of Rosh Hashanah? It's a coronation. We're accepting the Eibishter as a Melech. And why are we doing this? Because Hashem asked us to do this. The Eibishter has asked us that we should make him into a king. The Gemara says in Talmud Bavli, which the Rebbe says Talmud Bavli is shaykh to Golos, because Bavli was created in Golos. But Al-Kaponim, over there, the Eibishter tells us as the Gemara tells us, we should make him into a king. Okay, so what? So the Rebbe says like this, if that's the case, so if we're trying to make the Eibishter a Melech b'Rosh Hashanah, the extent of our coronation of God, of the Eibishter on Rosh Hashanah, is very limited during the time of Golus. Because yes, he's our Melech, and B'Pnimius in Yonim, the Eibishter is a Melech, and he runs the whole world, and we, each one in our own little lives, are dedicated and devoted to serve him and fulfilling all the mitzvahs. So it's a Malchus, it's for sure a Malchus. But it's not a glorious Malchus. It's only going to be a glorious Malchus when the Eibishter's Malchus can be revealed on the entire world. And when is that going to be? In this Galus of Mashiach Tzidkenu. Because Mashiach's kingdom is the Malchus of the Eibishter. So therefore, since the whole Avoid and Teichen of Rosh Hashanah is Kabbalah's oil Malchus Shemayim, accepting the Eibishter as a Melech, so we can see how that's so deeply connected to Mashiach, because you don't have a Shleimus in Kabbalah's HaMalchus of the Eibishter until we have the Kabbalah's HaMalchus of Mashiach Tzidkenu. Shamachus Yizbarach Kshuda, because the Malchus of the Eibishter, Kshuda, is connected, Umizgalis B'Shleimusa, and reveals itself in its entire Shleimus, Al Yedei David Malka Mashiach. Dafka through David Malka Mashiach, Shenyana hu Sfiras HaMalchus, which is Inyan Sfiras HaMalchus, which is the whole Inyan of Rosh Hashanah. Mezeh moving from this, it's understood. That when we're standing now in the last moments, in front of before the Geula, according to what everything has been mentioned in Tafshin Nun Aleph, that we're standing mamish moments before the Geula. So now the din in these days, what should be on the agenda by the Eibishter? What should the Beis Din be considering? Like, the Supreme Court, every day they sit down, there's something on the agenda. They're going to tackle this particular thing. What should be the discussion up there by Beis Din, by the Eibishter, and in which we have to win? Benegayah to which Inyan? So it has to be Lahavia Se'ikr V'Ashleimus Devetzilu Hagilo V'Amitis V'Ashleima. That has to be the din. It has to result in the ultimate V'Hitzilu, which is the Geula Amitis V'Ashleima, which is going to be the ultimate V'Hitzilu. And the Rebbe says, not in many years from now. It's something that has to happen immediately. The taker for Miyad Mamish. It must be Miyad. Without getting into debates and questions. There's no time to this. We need to go immediately to be Makabel the Geula Shlema and Mashiach Tzidkenu, David Malka Mashiach. And the Friedige Rebbe leading us. And it's understood. So therefore it's understood that every instant, every second that we get everything done before, including the Psak Din Lamaila, that has to happen. So that's part of what is a Hashana, that comes before, obviously before the Geula, they have to Paskin Lamaila. So the Rebbe says the quicker you get done all the paperwork up there, so we're going to be able to, since the time has come already, so we don't have to spend any time. So it's 1 minute earlier of the Geula, of the Geula Amitis Vashlema comes a minute earlier. And now the Rebbe adds in Siv Dalet, Shashayich is the Ve'etzilu B'Rosh Hashanah Ima Geula. Mudgeshes Gam B'Parshas HaShavua. The connection of the Etzilu and Rosh Hashanah is also connected in Parshas HaShavua, Parshas Vayelech, Shabbat Behemshech LeParshas Nitzavim. Earlier he connected the inyan of Etzilu Eida to Nitzavim, that Yidden stand confidently because they know that Ve'etzilu, the Eibishter is going to save them. Chas v'shom, there won't be any judgment, there won't be any harm, there will only be good, Achtoi v'chesed for Yidden, because Atam Nitzavim Maayon. But the Rebbe says it's also connected to the following Parsha, Parshas Vayelech. In what sense? So, how is that? When we stand in a manner of Nitzav Melech, like we discussed earlier, that on Nitzavim we stand already in a very strong way. So that empowers the Bnei Yisrael. What comes immediately after Nitzavim? They should be able to Vayelech, gegangen, go. Where to? So when the Rebbe hears the word Vayelech, what does Vayelech mean? And what should be in our minds when we hear Vayelech? Go where? Say go to Eretz Yisrael. Go to the Geula. L'chol Rosh, which at first means Ha'alicha Megalus L'Geula. It means going from the exile to the redemption. Which includes going from all the lands of exile to the land of the Geula, which is Eretz Yisrael. Excuse me. And particularly where Eretz Yisrael itself is elevated because of all its inhabitants are there. And then, the Rebbe is saying, well, it's not only the Vayelech means much deeper than that. It means number one. First, what's most important is that all Yidden from all across the world, from all the continents, from all the countries, should go to Eretz Yisrael. And then within Eretz Yisrael, what's going to be the Mashiach experience? Vayelech, which is the idea of Yelchu Mechayel El Chayel, go higher and higher and higher and higher. Yelchu Mechayel El Chayel, Ad Yisroel Elakim B'Tzion, until we will be Yisroel Elakim, we will see in front of Hashem B'Tzion and Tzion. V'nasa Eitzel Kol Echad V'Echad MiYisrael. And another thing that happens, so that's one ending in Vayelech. Vayelech, as Yidden gains to the Geula. So that's emphasized in the parish. Another thing is, if Yidden are already going to the Geula, and we're going higher and higher and higher, so then everybody becomes similar to Moshe Rabbeinu. What happened in Parshas Vayelech? Moshe Rabbeinu says, which means Shleimus Avodah. Moshe Rabbeinu was perfect with the utter perfection. He's 120 years old. Malu Yomai Vishnoisai. We know that he was born and died and passed away, whatever Shaykh to say by Moshe, on the same day of his birth, which means that he's Mamalash Nesayim. He didn't have a one wasted moment. So now during the time of Golus and whatever, because of all the distractions, because it's Shayach Chas V'Sholem, an inyan of a Chisar, and something lacking by a Jew. But since we're dealing with Vayelech and to the Geula, so automatically it's going to be that every single Yid is fully complete and perfect with everything possible. Hayoim Malu Yomai Vishnoisai. Shalachol echad ve'echad miYisrael yesh yomim v'shanim meleim b'Torah mitzvahs. Yidden, every single Yid has years that are filled, days and years that are filled with Torah mitzvahs. And this koyach, to be so filled, to be so perfect with everything, that we receive from the Rebbe, that we receive from Moshe Rabbeinu. And this is what enables every single Yid to be that way. Through the Moshe that's in every Yid. Because every Yid has a little Moshe inside of him, so Moshe Rabbeinu, therefore, via the little chip that Moshe has inside every single neshama, so since by Moshe Rabbeinu it was Malu Yomai Vishnoisai, days and years filled with Torah and mitzvahs, so this Moshe Rabbeinu inside every Yid is Poyel on every Yid. As the Alter Rebbe explains in Tanya, how the Moshe Rabbeinu inside of us has an effect on us, and with extra explanation from the Tzemach Tzedek. Okay, so what do we have over here? We have over here a shaychus on Erev Rosh Hashana to the Geula Amitis Vashlema, because the ultimate Vatzilu Eida is that the Eibush has to save us from Golos, especially since we need Rosh Hashana, we need to make a Tamlichuni Aleichem, we need to make the Eibush to Remelech, and we need to be able to do a full, complete job, not a lousy job, not something lacking, which is in Golos, it's a halba avoid that's halfway done. A full, complete Malchus of the Eibush will only be when Mashiach will be. And in addition to that, he says it's shaychus to the Parsha of Vayelech, because in Parshas Vayelech we also have that we, as a result of the Nitzavim that we had standing strong, a Yid has the power that we should do it. Vayelech, we should go. And we should go in two ways of going. Going in a way that we go to Eretz Yisrael, and going is that every Yid is suddenly filled with every possible shleimus of perfection, similar to Moshe Rabbeinu. Hashayches aneskeres le'el. Now we learn Sifhei. The Yoim Adin Rosh Hashana im Vetzilu Eida. Now this shaychus, the Rebbe says, Koil be'ikar geula, which is that Rosh Hashana is connected ve'hetzilu Eida. And what kind of hatzalah? The hatzalah of the geula of the redemption. Maschila kvar be'erev Rosh Hashana. This inyan is already starting. We don't have to wait for Rosh Hashana for that. This already begins in Erev Rosh Hashana. Because always an Erev is always similar to what is supposed to happen the next day. Whenever you're doing an Erev Shabbos is similar to Shabbos, and so on and so forth. Especially when it's Erev Rosh Hashana. Then we already have on Erev Rosh Hashana that the Eibishter vindicates all the Jewish people. Why? As it says in Tur, this knowledge, this conviction, this knowledge that we have, this certainty that we have that we're going to be Zaycha B'din, the Tur says it's already from Erev Rosh Hashana that we know it. How do we know it on Erev Rosh Hashanah? It didn't even start yet. It's a siman that it's already, the Pnimi, it already happens already then. V'oz maschilas kvar ha'achanas to Rosh Hashanah, we're already starting the achanas in Rosh Hashanah. Iki yedua sh'Shabbos v'Yom Tov tzrich an achana miyuchedes, particularly Zahalacha. Shabbos and Yom Tov require hachana, like it says, v'echinu, you have to make a hachana. So therefore, Erev Rosh Hashanah too needs a hachana. Malachas kama v'kama, such a Yom Tov, like Rosh Hashanah, which is the head of the whole year, it definitely needs a hachana. So the hachana is Erev Rosh Hashanah, but the hachana is me'ain. Ha'achana, the Erev Rosh Hashanah, the Kras Rosh Hashanah, shemashpia al kol yemei Hashana, k'mo shreish mashpia al kol chelkei hakuf, comes out that Rosh Hashanah needs a hachana, and the hachana is me'ain the Yom Tiv, and therefore all the inyanim of Rosh Hashanah, which we explained earlier, which is the idea of the Geula and so forth, this thing needs to already happen, or it's already applicable on Erev Rosh Hashanah. Now the Rebbe is going to add, not only is it also applicable to Erev Rosh Hashanah, but there's something very, very unique and special on Erev Rosh Hashanah, and that's in Sivav. The Yeshloim HaShashach is the Erev Rosh Hashanah Ima Geula Zoichem Bedin. The Shaychus of Erev Rosh Hashanah with the Geula, which is the ultimate Tzchiyah Bedin. His Galsi Yoseh B'Deiros Achronim is something that was revealed dafke in the later generations. In the earlier generations, they didn't see so much the connection of Erev Rosh Hashanah already to the ultimate, to the Geula and so on and so forth. But in the later generations, the Eibishter gave us that as well, that we can already see that Erev Rosh Hashanah is Shaykh to Geula. Why? Al Yedei Yom Huladet Toishel at Tzemach Tzedek B'Yom Zeh B'Shnas Tov Kuf Mem Tes. Since it's Tzemach Tzedek's birthday in the year Tov Kuf Mem Tes, and I don't know whatever that year is in the English whatever, but Tov Kuf Mem Tes, and that's when Reish Mem Tes Shin Tes more than Tov Kuf Mem Tes Reish Mem Tes Shin Mem Tes, so that's over. It's about 200 and 1 second. Now it's Ayin. So Mem to Ayin is 230 years ago actually now. It's interesting. 230 years from the birth, from when the Tzemach Tzedek was born. This today. This Shmoishel Tzemach Tzedek Kfi Shenekras Al Shem Teirasai. The name of the Tzemach Tzedek, which is really Menachem Mendel, but the way that Tzemach Tzedek is referred to as Tzemach Tzedek, Hu Shmoishel Mashiach Tzedkenu. That's the name of Mashiach. Shenekras Tzemach. Mashiach is called Tzemach. V'nikra Tzedek. And Mashiach is also called Tzedek. Where do we see that? He says in Orah 42. Tzemach, we're going to say it in Hashanas. When we speak about, on Hashana Rabbah, we say Ish Tzemach Shemoy. His name is Tzemach. And it's also from Zechariah, where it says, Ani Sholech Lechem Avdi Tzemach. So that's Mashiach. And also Tzedek is in the pasuk of Yeshaya, V'hoya Tzedek Azor Mosnav. Talking about Mashiach, that he's going to be girdled with Tzedek. And he brings from Yirmiyahu, from Pirush Rashi. I wanted to look it up. I didn't get a chance. Where it's emphasizing that Mashiach himself is called Tzedek. So he's called Tzemach and he's called Tzedek. Okay, fine. So, in general, there's a Shaychus that the Tzemach Tzedek is called with the names Shaychus to Mashiach. But the Rebbe wants to make it much, much stronger. He's building his case. The connection of the Tzemach Tzedek to Mashiach, much, much stronger. Why? Bichlal, all the Nesiyei Chabad, their inyan is Mashiach. Why? Because they are the teachers of Torah Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov is Kashyutzim Nesecha Chutza, that's Mashiach. His Galus Pnimiyas HaTorah. So therefore, all the Rabbeim are deeply, deeply connected to Mashiach. Now, the Tzemach Tzedek has something miyuchad in the sense that his name, Mamish, says that. But the reason for that is because the Tzemach Tzedek is koilel all the Rabbeim more than the other Rabbeim are koilel all the Rabbeim. There's something very special about the Tzemach Tzedek is that he's an escalalus. He includes within him all the Rabbeim. Why? HaTzemach Tzedek HaNasi HaShlishi de Nesiyei Chabad, who's the third Nasi of Nesiyei Chabad, who, as he brings in the Orah on the bottom from the Friediger Rebbe, Shaykh to the Sfiras HaDas. Koilel B'toicha is Kol HaNasiyim, includes all the Nasiyim. We know Das is like a feature that in order to have any experience of individual spheroids, you need Das. Das is like what, when you have Das, which is connection, then you can have Chesed, then you can have Gevurah. It's the key to all the spheres. So Das flows through everything. So that's why he's Koilel B'toicha is Kol HaNasiyim. He includes all the Nasiyim. And we see it in his Torah. He's be'etzem that way. The neshama of the Tzemach Tzedek is he includes all the Nasiyim. But we can also, it's reflected in his Torah. In his Torah, you see that he has a certain hiskalalos, and that he's koidel the Alter Rebbe, the Mittler Rebbe, and also from must be a higher. The Gamda Nesuyim Shel Achrezeh. He's also the source for all the Torah that there is, for all the Maimonim that there are from the Nesiyim that come afterwards. Ad Kvoid Kedushas Moirichami Ad Menasidareinu, all the way to the Friediger Rebbe. Okay, so the Tzemach Tzedek is an ish hashkoilos. He includes everybody. Since our Rabbeim and the general Inyan of the revelation of Pnimiyas HaTorah, and spreading the Maayonis outside, through our Rabbeim, is connected with the revelation of Mashiach Tzidkenu. And especially the Friediger Rebbe, the Nasi of our generation, that is hinted in his name, Yosef Yitzchak, and those two names also represent the Geula. Hashem Yosef, Hashem Sheines Yadai, that Hashem is going to stretch out his hand the second time regarding the second Geula. Muvan she'inyan zeh ha'shayches shel Rabbeim and Mashiach nimtze b'hadgasha etzel hatzemach tzedek. The shayches of our Rabbeim to Mashiach is even greater, emphasized by the Tzemach Tzedek. Koilas kol hanesiyim, that includes all the Nesiyim, and that's why it makes sense that his name is the name of Mashiach. Moving from this, it's understood. Now, since this is his birthday, and we know the rule of a birthday, that in a birthday a person's mazel is very strong. Erev Rosh Hashanah, that's when his mazel is strong. So that strengthens the idea, the power of the name of Mashiach. The one whose birthday is today, who is what? The Tzemach Tzedek. He does everything that's dependent on him. Since he's a tzaddik, so there's no doubt that it has an effect, that he does whatever he can. That what? The Tzemach Tzedek is doing everything he can, since its birthday is Mazloi Goiver and his name is Shmoi Shel Mashiach, that he does whatever he can, that there should be the hisgalus of the name of Mashiach. We're not just satisfied to have Mashiach's name. It's one thing to have Mashiach's name be his galus. More than that, the his galus of Mashiach himself. Hagiloi de Mashiach atzmai. That there should be already the his galus of Mashiach himself, kefi shehu lamayla mishmoi, as he is above his name. Just like we know regarding to the neshama, that we know there's various different levels of neshama. Nefesh, ruach, neshama, chai, yechida. But it is explained that all of this is only names. And even though Yechida is so high, but it's still only a name. And then there is the Etzam HaNeshama that's above that. So similar to that is Benegeya to Mashiach Tzidkenu. There is all the names of Mashiach, and then there is the essence of Mashiach that stands higher than his name. The Neshama has 5 names, until we reach the 5th level, which is so high, Yechida. Ad Etzam HaNeshama, but then there is Etzam HaNeshama. Shechamisha Shemos Nikru La. It says that that she, the neshama, has 5 names. Is the chasimin that the neshama itself is above the names. The names are the names that are given to her, which is the neshama itself. So the same we can say regarding Mashiach. In addition to the revelation of the name of Mashiach, which is so connected to this day. And even though the name of Mashiach is so high, because we know that from all the 5 tzaddikim that there are, we know that David HaMelech is nefesh, and Eliyahu Hanavi is the ruach, the collective ruach of the Jewish people, and Moshe Rabbeinu is the collective neshama of the Jewish people, and Adam Arishan is the collective chai of the Jewish people, and Mashiach is the collective yechida of the Jewish people. But even that is still a name of Mashiach. It's still connected to the name. There is also the essence of Mashiach Tzidkenu, shezehu davar echad em atzmos ein sof, which the essence of Mashiach is, of his neshama, is absolutely one with the essence of the Eibishter himself. It's amazing. Now, by the way, this Inyan is something that the Rebbe further elaborates, Be'ezus Hashem, I think in Parshas Vayera or in Parshas Toldos. So we're going to learn that Be'ezus Hashem. In a few weeks, hopefully we don't have to learn it We're going to learn it already in Yerushalayim in the third Beis Hamikdash. But upon him, he's mentioning it over here that there is an inyan of essence of Mashiach, which is mamish one with the essence of the Eibishter himself. Now, since Erev Rosh Hashanah is a gilui of Mashiach, the name, and even deeper than his name, the essence, it's kosher, but it's Erev Rosh Hashanah, so it has to have a connection to Rosh Hashanah. What's Rosh Hashanah? Kabbalah, we're being makabel the Malchus of the Eibishter. So the fact that Erev Rosh Hashanah is the Yizgalus of the essence of Mashiach, what does it have to do with the Eibishter? The answer is Mashiach and the Eibishter are totally one. Kosherim Kabbalah's Malchusa Yizbarach B'Rosh Hashanah, the Kabbalah of the Eibishter's Malchus, Keniskaliel, Ve'ima Gilui the Inyan Malchus. It's first of all connected with the Kabbalah's Malchus of the Eibishter. In other words, when we're makabel the Malchus of Mashiach, it's connected to being makabel the Malchus of the Eibishter, because on the level of essence, Mashiach and the Eibishter are totally unified. And not only that, on that level, all the Jewish people are unified, because that's the essence of every Yid. The Etzem HaNeshama, which is Nizgala through Mashiach Tzidkenu, is the essence of Neshama that's miyuchad with Atzmus HaMahos Mamish. Kumuvin gam epsak din haTorah b'negei l'Erev Shana k'niskaliyah. Okay. V'yesh l'kasha zeh. We can connect this. Sif Zayin. In Me'inyan the Vayelech Moshe, with the idea of Vayelech Moshe. Al piyah meduber l'achreina, based on what we spoke earlier. Harashatevis shenegei b'miyuchad l'chasidei Chabad v'al l'klal Yisroel b'chol ha'doros. Listen to this. You hear how pivotal the Rebbe sees us. The Rebbe says, we are Chasidei Chabad, and what's negeya to us the most is the Rosh Tevis. The Rebbe is going to tell us something, a very powerful Rosh Tevis, but he said through us, it reaches all the Jewish people of all the generations. It's an amazing thing. What I'm saying is someone should mute their phone. In any case, it says like this. It says, Who's giving a big brachas over there? Okay. Now let's go back. Okay. So now, so no, what I'm saying is the Rebbe didn't only make us in charge to reach all the Jews in our generation. The Rebbe also made us in charge to reach the Jews in all the previous generations. From Lashon over here. Val Yadam leklal Yisroel b'chol ha'doros. Through Chasidei Chabad we reach the Jewish people through all the generations. So what's a Rosh Tevis? The Rosh Tevis it says Vayelech Moshe, right? So the Rosh Tevis over here is of the word miyad. In Rambam it says that the Eibishter promised that if Yidden will do tshuva, miyad hen nigolim. So the word miyad hen nigolim. So the Rebbe revealed this, that the Rosh Tevis of miyad stands for Moshe. The mem is Moshe. The yud is Yisroel Abal Shem Tov, and the dalet is David Malka Mashiach. So we're going to see soon what does it have to do with Vayelech. But upon him, there's Meyad. Kol Shloisha Elo, these three, Moshe, Yisroel Abal Shem Tov, and David Malka Mashiach, Kshurim and Meyad and Negolim are all connected. It's not Stam Rosh Tevis. Very good. But Getrafim, we got a word Meyad, and we connected it. Mem is Moshe, Yud is Bal Shem Tov, Dalet is David. No, they're connected to the inyan of Meyad and Negolim, that instant Giyula. Why? First of all, they're connected to the Giyula. Why? Because Moshe hu Goyal Rishon hu Goyal Achar. Moshe he's the first Goyel. He redeemed the Jewish people, and we know that he's the power of the final Geula as well. Yisroel Abal Shem Tov, what's his connection to Mashiach? K'mayna Mashiach Elav al Sheilasoi, when the Baal Shem Tov asked him, Eimasai Osimar, when are you coming? So he answers, K'shefutza menesecha da Baal Shem Tov chutza. When the Maayon said the Baal Shem Tov will go out chutza. V'David Malka Mashiach, Papash is connected to the Geula. Shal Yodei Ba Geula Amitis Vashleim Lepoyel. He's the one who actually brings it. Ubetevis miyad, but when we have the word miyad, kayomim kol ashloisha yachad beteva achaz v'yechida. In the word miyad, you combine all these three, Moshe, Baal Shem Tov, and Mashiach Tzidkenu, all in one word. Ubeteva, and not only that, they're all combined in one word. Ubeteva shepirusha hu miyad, a word which means an instant. Berega echad v'yachad. So all these three energies, all these three powers are just one nakuda. one indivisible nekuda. These three, Moshe Rabbeinu, the Baal Shem Tov, and Moshiach Tzedkeinu, are one nekuda, ha-nekuda shel geula miyad. Their inyan is immediate redemption. That's Moshe Rabbeinu. That's Baal Shem Tov. What was the Baal Shem Tov? His inyan is a burning fire. Geula immediately. What's Moshe Rabbeinu? Geula. What's Mashiach? Geula. But it has three details. The fact that we have three tzaddikim means that it has three details. What is that? The dafka beseder, and what's the order? Shal Moshe, Yisroel, Baal Shem Tov, and David Malchus Mashiach. It comes in this order. Moshe, the Baal Shem Tov, and David HaMelech. Why? Hakoyach legeula bam Moshe. The power of the geula comes from Moshe. Goyal Rishon and Goyal Achron. Moshe gave us the Torah. The Torah is the power to redeem the world, to elevate the world. Moshe kibal Torah Messinai and Masara. But not only did Moshe bring us the Torah, but as we're going to see in a moment, the real Torah that leads us to Mashiach is Torah Baal Shem Tov. But the Torah Baal Shem Tov was included already in Torah Moshe. Shazeh koidel kol Torah kula. It includes the entire Torah. Kol ma shetalmid vasik asid lechadish. Everything that every student is going to be mechadish. Koidel gama gilui de pnimius Torah, which also includes the gilui of pnimius Torah. Ba'ofen dafatzas hamayanas chutzai dey Baal Shem Tov shal yadei aseh ma David Malchus Mashiach. So Moshe Rabbeinu, being that he's the one who gives us Torah, including even Torah Baal Shem Tov as well, that's really. So Moshe Rabbeinu is the empowerment for Geula. Fine. Ubeprati is Yosef. So how does it specify? What do we have over here? We have the beginning and the end. Moshe v'David Malchus Mashiach ha'marishon va'achron. Moshe Rabbeinu is the first, meaning he's the empowerment. Mashiach is the actualization. Actualizes the Geula from the power of Moshe. But how do you connect the abstract powers of Moshe Rabbeinu, of Matan Torah, with all those in Yanim, to the final literal realization in this world? As felt, it's what's lacking, what's missing, or I'm sure what's lacking is not lacking, but what's called for is you need a Yid. You need a Jew. You need a Pintele Yid. You need a Chelek Alekayim Emal Mamish. That should take the Torah of the Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu and implement it in the world, and that's how you connect the last 3,500 years from Moshe Rabbeinu receiving the Torah to V'nigla Kvoid Hashem. It's through this Nekudas HaYahadus. I mean, the real power of a Jew lies in this galus of his Pintele Yid that's one with the Eibishter. Goyal Rishon and Goyal Achron. You got Moshe Rabbeinu. You have Goyal Achron. That's Moshe and David. Ubeineim, and between them Yeshna Ois Yud. Rosh Yisroel, which it stands for the name Yisroel, which is the name of the Jewish people, but it's also a little pintele. So what does it mean? Habal Shem Tov, because it's the pintele Yid, it's the pintele Yisroel. Shekal Nekudas HaYahados, which refers to that Nekuda of a Yid. Kefi. Now it's interesting. This Nekudas HaYahados really is beyond a dot. Because when we say a nekuda, it's not even a nekuda. It doesn't have any tzir. It's beyond description. It's one with the Eibishter that doesn't have any tzir. But the problem is, if we leave it in that abstraction, it doesn't have any. It's not poil. It's not visible. It's not actualized. So it has to become actualized, and it actualizes itself as a yud. And when it actualizes itself as a yud, it gets already more of a tzir, not just as a dot. A yud is more than a dot. The yud has a little bit already of art to it. It has a little bit of a design. But that's the nekuda. The nekuda is that you should connect that untangible, unknowable essence of your soul into an expression that it already manifests. You can feel it. You can attach to it. It energizes you. It flows into everything else. And what does it do? It takes Moshe Rabbeinu's all of Torah and it brings it b'poyol mamish to the Geula Shalema. As it says over here, Shakal Nekudas Hayadis Kafisha Hamedes Begoloi. It's revealed. Achum Mukabeles Tzuris Ois Yud Va'adrab Dafka Hayud Hiya Mechaberes Ashteya Ois Yos Mem Dalet connects to Mem Dalet. Sheyesh Lam Espashta Shaloi Be'erech Yosem Espashta Sayud. They have more Espashtas. Moshe Rabbeinu and David HaMelech. More Espashtas. What do I mean more Espashtas? Mashiach's world is very tangible. There's a world. Moshe Rabbeinu is what? Also tangible. He gave us Torah mitzvahs. But if you don't have Baal Shem Tov, you have a lot of tangibility, but you don't have the Nekuda, you don't have the Elokus. The Baal Shem Tov is that Nekuda. He is Ma'oida, the deepest Nekuda of the Yid's Neshama, that's a Chelik L'Chaim Emal Mamish. But And that nekuda is what's the glue. That's the fire. That's the spark. That's the energy. Ki nekudas hayahadus miskashres hakadosh baruch hu atzmai. The nekudas hayahadus is connected to the Eibishter himself. L'chein oimed ha-Yehudi b'matzah shel nitzav melech vayelech v'dafka hu yesh b'koicher leheves ha-goyel rishon u'goyel acher. And that's why the Yid has that nekuda, the vayelech, the going, to take everything from the past to the future through that nekudas hayahadus, which connects the mem of Moshe to the dalid of David HaMelech. And who gives us the koyach to reveal our nekudas hayahadus? That's the Baal Shem Tov. V'ha-koyach ala-gilui ha-nekudas hayahadus yechida shebenefesh. Nitzutz Mashiach shebachol echad miso, which is our spark of Mashiach, ad etzem hanefesh, to the etzem hanefesh, by Yehudi, by Yid, nitan b'miyuchad al-yezdei Yisroel Baal Shem Tov, was given to us specifically through Yisroel Baal Shem Tov. That's Chassidus. So Chassidus is really that spark, that fire that connects, and that's why you take a find who connects Torah to Mashiach. Yidden that alone learn Chassidus are very happy. As long as you leave me alone and I can sit and learn and I can have my daf hayomi and I can learn and I have a yeshiva and I have love this. I don't have a burning Mashiach. It's only when you have the Torah Chassidus, which is Megala, your Etzem HaNeshama, and from your Etzem HaNeshama, it gets to the inner nekuda pnimius of everything. That Moshe Rabbeinu's Torah and mitzvahs, and is meant to lead into a David Malka Mashiach, and all that, and it's all one nekuda of miyad henigolim, instant giyula. Shazer kol beklolos al kol Torah Chassidus, and that's connected to the Tzemach Tzedek. The Rebbe says, because Torah Chassidus, the gilui of the Baal Shem Tov, that's the yud, is nizgala, becomes a yud. We might say, like in the Baal Shem Tov, it's not really even a yud; it's higher than a yud. Only through Chassidus Chabad and through our Rabbeim, give it a little bit of a tangibility, give it a little bit of drawing it down, that we can have a grasp on it. And beikr through the Tzemach Tzedek, shekoidel as kol rabbeinu nesienu k'niz k'liel. Okay, so therefore the Rebbe is giving the bracha and giving us the inyan that we have through the Tzemach Tzedek. We have the inyan not just for Giyul, as we spoke earlier, Shmoi Shel Mashiach, but we have the inyan of miyad henigol, instant Giyula. We basically, through the Tzemach Tzedek, the Gilui of Chassidus, we have the past, the future, all unified in one burning, godly instant. And that's the now for the Geula Shalem, a take of miyad mamish. I'm going to skip around now just to give you the final little part over here, which is very special, the last sif. And Lisikum, let's just summarize. The Rebbe says, the Rebbe does himself the summary, so I don't have to do the summary. When we're standing in such a Yom Segula of Tashinun Beis, which is also the birthday of the Tzemach Tzedek, and we're also in the end of Rosh Tevis, of Elul, of Anila Doidi V'Doidi Li, with all the Chamisha Rosh Tevis that there is in Elul. Definitely when the Eibishter is now, it's no more Anila Doidi. We're already coming Erev Shoshan at the time of V'Doidi Li. Mevarech HaKadosh Baruch Hu as kol echad ve'echad mi Yisroel. The Eibishter benches every single Jew. That's Klal Yisroel and all the Jewish people. Oid b'chodesh Elul. And what kind of bracha does the Eibishter give us? Bakoil, Mikoil, Koil. The part that I skipped was where the Rebbe connects it to Tashin Nun Beis, which is, the Rebbe says, means Nefloah is Bakoil and everything. That's the Geula. The Geula is going to be a one bracha that's going to be in everything. Miyadai Hamleya Psucha V'Aktosha V'Archava, from the Eibishter's open hand beruchnius and begashmius, whether in the spiritual inyan and begashmius, the hem b'shneim yachan, and both together, ad ba'oifen shenasem etzias echas till ruchni and gashmi become totally one. Val pi psak din atura niskali el, and based on the psak halacha, shekvar be'erev Rosh Hashana b'nei Yisroel loifshim levanim v'satzvim levanim. This that we have a psak din that even on Erev Rosh Hashana we're already dressed in white clothing. Harei movin she'oid be'erev Rosh Hashana mekablim kvar es ha'aschala d'chol hamshachas that in Erev Rosh Hashana we're already receiving the beginning of all the hamshachas and all the ashpas and all the lights. We receive all the empowerment. Bein beruchnius, bein begashmius, beruchnius and begashmius. And listen to this. The main thing is that instantly in this Erev Rosh Hashana, Yom Holedas Tzemach Tzedek, the day of the birthday of the Tzemach Tzedek. Mizgalem Mashiach Tzedkenu. We have the full Izgalus of Mashiach Tzedkenu. Ba'oifin the Marebetz boy that we point with our finger, not an abstract Mashiach that's somewhere in the Himmelin, but a Mashiach that we can point with our finger and say, here he is. Hine Mashiach kefi shenikret Tzemach. Here is Mashiach as he's called Tzemach. Hine Mashiach kefi shenikret Tzedek. Here is Mashiach the way he's called Tzedek. Hine Mashiach kefi shenikret Yosef Yitzchak. Here is Mashiach as he is called Yosef Yitzchak. Shmoi shel kvoid kedushas morichami admen asiderenu. The name of the Friediger Rebbe. V'oid ve'ikar. And more than everything else, Hine Mashiach kefi shenikret David Malka Mashiach. Here is Mashiach the way he's called, David Malka Mashiach, Yachad and Moshe Rabbeinu, together with Moshe Rabbeinu, Goyal Rishon and Goyal Achron, the first Redeemer, who was also the last one, Yachad and Yisroel HaBaal Shem Tov, together with him we can point our finger to the Baal Shem Tov, V'chod Rabbi Seinu Nesienu, and all of our Rabbeim, U'ba'oifen de Miyad, and in a manner of instant, Keniskali El, take off a Miyad Mamish, that this has to be instantly. Ubepashtis, and in Bepashtis, Shevayelech Kol Echad ve'Echad Yisroel, that every single Jew Vayelech, we go, Uklal Yisroel, and all Yidden, Ma'agolos Legiula, we go from exile, we go to the redemption, Hamitis Vashlema da Mashiach Tzedkenu Lamata Masar Tzvachim. Vayelech, and who goes? Kol B'nei Yisroel, all Yidden, B'nareinu, B'zkenenu, B'nesenu, take off a Miyad. Aru Manana Shamaya, we go with the clouds of heaven. La'eretz HaKodesh, V'choigigim Sham Es Rosh Hashana. And we celebrate over there Rosh Hashana. The clouds come in and we V'sham Gufa B'Yerushalayim Yer HaKodesh B'Har HaKodesh B'Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi V'HaMeshulash Mikdash Hashem Koinen Yodecha V'sham Gufa B'Kodesh HaKadoshim Shaboy Nimtzas Even HaShasiyah Shememenu Hushtas Olam, which from there is the Even HaShasiyah, which from there the whole world is founded. Even HaShasiyah, what kind of Even HaShasiyah? Shekayemes B'Shleimus U'Begolui Gam B'Zman Hazeh B'Li Shinuyim. Again, you see, I remember I mentioned this 2-3 weeks ago. The Rebbe keeps on talking in these sichos about the Even HaShasiyah that is standing b'shleimus u'begoli without any changes. B'makom kodesh hakadoshim b'beis hamikdash, in the place of the kodesh hakadoshim. There has to be something in this world that is stable and real, that doesn't move and is always shalachem is chazekas atayna v'atviyah de b'nei Yisroel ha'geula. This itself that we have the Even HaShasiyah standing, there's a tremendous taina, a tremendous request of Yidden. Betaina kiroim kvar achshav begolu ba'olam hazeh atachten as Even HaShasiyah. We see already the Even HaShasiyah shu hayasoid shekol ha'olam hazeh gam achshav ki noisra b'shleimus u'lo sheniyim b'koima, because this didn't change, and therefore the taina is what? So what's the taina? I don't know what the taina is. The Rebbe doesn't say this is mischazik a taina, because since we see that already, so why can't we see everything? The Rebbe doesn't explain over here what the taina is. But let me just finish. We all live true life, eternal life. Beginning with simple life. To every year, with simple life, a healthy body, and a healthy neshama, physically and spiritually. Take over miyad mamish. We all go over to Eretz HaKodesh, La'amin HaKodesh, La'ar HaKodesh, La'beis HaMikdash HaShlishi, Begula HaShlishi, Shekaleles, Gamas, Gula HaSiris, the third Geula, which also includes the 10th Geula, Geula She'en Achrei HaGolus, that doesn't have a Golus afterwards. K'fi she'omrim Geula, Gam B'Seder Shal Pesach, K'meit Tzeis Chometz V'Tayim Eden of Lois. V'oid V'ikr, take over miyad mamish. Ubefrat she'oim dem b'yom Segula, the Erev Rosh Hashanah, Kol Ma'loisav, we're standing in such a Yom Segula. Ubefrat she'kol echad ve'echad yinotzel b'vades ha'yom hazeh by Sofes Binyani Tzedakah u'bekam in Yonim Tovim. We will definitely use up the day. We're doing good things. Ubev'yuchad be'inyash as mangarama yom aledash tzemach tzedek ayidei limud b'teirasai v'kiyam ayroisav. Learning the Torah of the Tzemach Tzedek, fulfilling his ayrois, so ka'omer she'b'yom zeh atzmoi tove yagula mitis v'ashleima. And as we said earlier, that on this day itself will come and should come the Gula mitis v'ashleima de Mashiach Tzedkeinu teikif u'miyad mamash. May all those brachas will certainly be fulfilled. It's the same kviyas this year like it was that year, so may it be fulfilled now, because we just gave the Rebbe the ability to speak it, because as we learn it all together, wanting to hear his words without a shadow of a doubt, then I'm just a shliach to give over these words, but it's really the Rebbe speaking it and telling us all these inyanim. May we merit that we should see it already now, and everybody should have aksiv achsim atov and a good gebenched yor and a freiliche yor with Mashiach Tzedkeinu.